Hi, my name is Rachel Jansen, and I will be teaching the speaking lesson of one of the days for the Insieme English lesson. Okay, so yesterday we talked about a group of Native Americans. Can anybody remember the name of the group? Yes?
Hopi.
The Hopi, good. And who can remember what they did? What were they?
The farmer.
They were farmers. Okay. Today we are going to read about another Indian group called the Navajo. Can you guys say Navajo? Navajo. Okay. So the Hopi were farmers, and the Navajo had sheep and goats. Do you know what a sheep is?
Yeah.
And a goat? Okay. So we have to talk about some words first, some vocabulary. So we learned Navajo. A Navajo is a group of Indians. And we also will talk about a warrior. Can you say that word? Warrior? Warrior. A warrior is a person who leads a tribe. So they help people to fight, right? You know what fighting is? Can you pretend to fight?
Yeah.
Okay, pretend to fight. There you go. They like to fight. Okay, another word is a rug. Can you say rug? Rug. A rug is some material and it lays on the floor and usually it looks pretty. Okay? Another word is to weave. Can you say weave? Weave. A rug, to make a rug, they will weave the material. They will weave it, okay, to make the rug. And to weave it, they will use yarn. Yarn is like string, like my shirt. This is yarn. It's made out of yarn. Can you say yarn?
Yarn.
Good job. The next vocabulary word is wool. Wool is what they take from a sheep or a goat. This is a goat. And they will cut its hair, and the stuff is wool. Can you say wool?
Wool.
Good job. All right. When they weave it, it will be on the loom. So we will see what a loom is. This picture here, and you should have this picture drawn already, is a loom, and they will use this to weave to make the rug. Two more words, yucca. Can you say yucca?
Yucca.
Yucca is a plant, and it's used to make soap. So if you need to wash yourself, you'll use soap, and they make soap from a yucca. And then to make color, she will use dye. Can you say dye?
Dye.
Okay. All right. We're ready to read the book. This book is called The Goat in the Rug. The Goat in the Rug. Let's see. Sit right here. My name is Glenn May. Nope, sorry. My name is Geraldine, and I live in a place called Window Rock with my Navajo friend, Glenn May. So Geraldine is the goat, and Glenn May is the woman. It is called Window Rock because it has a big round hole, and it looks like a window. Do you know what a window is?
Yeah.
You do. You can look out the window, right? You can see outside. Does that look like a window?
Yeah.
Yeah. Glen May is called Glen May because most of the time it's easier than her Indian name, Glenespa. In English, it means a female warrior. She can fight, right? But she's a Navajo weaver. She can weave. I guess that's why one day she decided to weave me, the goat, into a rug. Now the goat is the one talking. I remember it was a warm, sunny afternoon. Glen May had spent most of the morning sharpening a large pair of scissors. I had no idea what she was going to use them for, but it didn't take long for me to find out. What do you think she's going to do
Cut
with the scissors?
his hair.
She's going to cut his hair. Before I knew what was happening, I was on the ground and Glen May was clipping off my wool in great long strands. It's called mohair. So these pieces are called mohair. Can you say mohair?
Mohair.
It didn't hurt, but I admit I kicked up my heels. I'm very ticklish for a goat. You know when someone tickles you, you're hot, ticklish?
Yeah.
I am ticklish for a goat. I might have looked a little naked and silly afterwards, but I felt nice and cool. So I decided to stick around and see what would happen next. How do you think that the goat feels after she cut the wool off? How does she feel? What is she thinking, the goat? What do you think she's thinking? Raise your hand. Guess, Maddie?
She feels a little cold.
She's probably cold, yeah, because she had this like a sweater, and now she doesn't have any hair. Do you think she's happy? Happy? No? Not happy? Okay, let's find out. The first thing Glen May did was chop up some roots from a yucca plant. The roots made a soapy rich lather when she mixed them. So she mixed it up and she would do it like soap so she could wash the wool so it's clean because it was a little bit dirty and so she wants it to be nice and clean. She washed my wool in the suds until it was clean and white. See how it's nice and clean? Because we wouldn't want a dirty rug, right?
No.
Right. After that, a little bit of me was hung in the sun to dry. See, they hung it in the sun because it's hot and so it will dry. When my wool was dry, Glen May took 2 large square combs with many teeth. So here's the combs. It looks like a little brush and she's going to comb it so it's nice. By combing my wool between the combs, she removed pieces of twigs and straightened out the fibers. She said it made a smoother yarn for spinning. So how do you think she would use the combs? How do you think she would use? She would take some wool, and she'd take one comb and one comb, and she goes like this. She's going to comb it. Can you pretend to do that? You have 1, 2, and put the wool in the middle, and I'll comb it like that. Yeah, that's what she does. Then, Glen May carefully started to spin the wool, one bundle at a time into yarn. So, when she was done combing it, see, it looks like this. And then, she's going to turn it onto the yarn, the spool. It takes a long time, a very, very long time. So she would twist and pull and spin it around this long stick, and this is called a spindle. Can you say spindle? Spindle, good job. As she twisted, it would be very strong and it would turn into yarn. So this is yarn. Now it's like string, so she can use it to sew. Okay? What do you think they will do with the yarn? What will they make? What are they, raise your hand. What are they trying to make?
A carpet.
A carpet. What's another word for carpet? A rug. Good job. A few days later, Glen May and I went for a walk. She said we were going to find some special plants, these are plants, that she would use to make some dye. It would be like to make color. I didn't know what dye meant, but it sounds like a picnic. I love to eat plants. That's why I got in trouble. Why do you think he's in trouble? She said, oh, you're bad. Why does she think he's bad?
Because she ate the plants.
He ate the plants. And does she need them?
Yes.
She needs them. What does she need them for? Yeah?
To make the rug.
To make the rug, but to do what with the wool? What's she going to do with the plants? Do you remember?
I think to make it green.
have colors. Yeah, she wants to make colors. See how these are red, and so that would make what color? Yeah?
Red.
Red. And that purple would make, everyone?
Purple.
Purple. Good job. When Glen May was looking for more plants, I ate all the plants. He must be full, huh? He said, they are delicious. The next day, Glenway said, you have to stay home. And she went to go look for plants, but she had to go to a mile. She had to go walk miles to a store. She said she can't buy it, but I was a pig, and so it would have to do. So why does Geraldine have to stay at home? Why is he at home?
Because he keeps eating the plants.
He ate the plants, yeah. I was worried she would be angry when she got back, but she wasn't. And soon we had 3 big potfuls of dye. So maybe that one's red, and that one's blue, and that one's green. Then I could see what Glen May meant by dyeing. She would dip it in, and it turned pink. And she would dip it in again and again, and it was darker pink. And when she was finished, it was red. It was a dark red. After that, she dyed some wool brown and some black. I couldn't help wondering if the plants would turn me the same colors. So look, he's thinking, uh-oh, maybe I'm going to be pink, or maybe I will be black. Is he really going to be pink?
No.
No, he's just thinking that. When I was thinking about that, Glen May was making the rug. She took a ball of yarn, here's a ball of yarn, and she wrapped it around 2 poles. So here's a pole and here's a pole. And she would wrap it around the poles. It wasn't long and she was finished wrapping. So she hung the poles up, so she put it up, and it looked like a picture frame. Like a picture frame. We have a picture on the wall, a picture frame. And it's called a loom. Can you say loom? Loom. Yeah, good. After a while, we were ready to weave. And so she started. She would start at the bottom, and she would go in and out, in and out. And then she would go back this way, in and out, in and out. And she would go from the bottom up to the top. So do you see how she's started to weave? She started at the bottom and she'll go in and out, all these little ones. So it takes a long time. A little bit of black, a little bit of brown, and some red, in and out and back and forth. And it took a few days. It takes a long time. But she could start to see a pattern. See how it's a pattern? It's a pattern. Our rug grew very slowly because all Navajos weavers take a long time to make their rugs. And they've done it for hundreds and hundreds of years. And so she made her own design that's unique, and no one will make the same one. So every rug is different. It's not the same, it's different. At last, the weaving was finished. But at first I had to check to make sure it was good in the front, and I had to look in the back. And then we took the rug off the loom. So she would take it down, see? Take it down. There was a lot of me in the rug, and I wanted it to be perfect, and it was. Since then, this is later, my wool has grown a lot, almost enough to make another rug. I hope it is soon, because there are not many weavers left. And so now, she has a lot of fur again, a lot of hair, mohair. And so what will they do now? What will they do? What do you remember? Yeah, they're going to cut it and make another rug, right? Okay, good job. So let's ask some questions. Oh, and there's only one goat like me, Geraldine. She's funny, huh? Okay, So let's ask some questions. So what did Glen May make? What was she trying to make? Glen May. What did she make? What did she make? Yes?
A rug.
A rug. Can you say a rug?
Rug.
She made a rug. Very good. What is mohair? Do you remember what is mohair? What is mohair?
The white hair.
Yeah, the white hair. So when you look, when you cut it, she's cutting the mohair. So this is the mohair. Good. Mohair. Then she combs it. Remember, she combs it? Why did she comb it? Why is she going to comb it? Why did she comb it?
To make a rug.
Well, she is going to make a rug, but why does she comb it? What does it do?
To make the rug straight.
Okay, to make it long and skinny and straight. And sometimes there's little pieces of sticks or dirt because it's an animal, and animals are outside, and so they want to get the little sticks out. Very good. How did Glen May want to color the wool? How does she want to color it? What was she going to use? What was she looking for?
Dye.
Yeah, and where did she want to get the dye? Do you remember? What did she want?
On branch.
On branches, and what else? Branches of what?
Plant.
Plants, yeah, like red and blue. That was for the color. And then she dips it into the dye. But she does it lots of times. 1, 2, 3. Why did she dip it so much, so many times? Why was it like one time and then stop? Why did she do it like 5 times?
So it gets darker.
So it gets darker. Good job. How did she spin the yarn? How did she make the balls of yarn? Let's see, let me find that page. These questions are out of order. Do you remember? What did she do?
She just had some sticks and just put them around and around.
Yeah, so she had after she combed it, she had it in a ball, and she had to go around and around and around the spindle, the spoon. She had to go around and around it. And so then she started weaving it on who remembers this? What is this? It's called a,
Wait, I forgot.
do you remember? It's called a loom. Loom, good, a loom. Now did she start at the top or the bottom?
Bottom.
The bottom. And was it very, very fast or was it slow and takes a long time?
Slow.
Very slow, it takes a long time. Okay, so when you come back for the next lesson, we're going to take some pictures and we're going to put them in order to make a rug. Okay?
Like tomorrow after school?
Like tomorrow after school.